Good morning. It's a beautiful day. I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Ironrealmmedia is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
Good morning. Here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Everything's internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter, that is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. So what? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Yeah, happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to the IRONWORX. Nice, quiet, uneventful IRONWORX. Now, I know Walter said he may pop in here for a brief moment this morning, but I wouldn't necessarily count on it because he's got a big day ahead of him. His mother-in-law, Michelle's mom, is going to need to have some brain surgery. Going to have a tumor removed today. So make sure you all say a little prayer for Walter's mother-in-law and Michelle and Walter too, and the whole family, just in case. That's got to be a little scary. Now, that being said, I don't know where in the hell Zachary is. No clue. I really expected him to be here. Walt texted us last night letting us know that he wouldn't. But Zach may have already been in bed because it was like 9 o'clock. I know I was already in bed. But hello, everybody out there in Chatland. It's good to see you all out there. Hey, Callum, Laura, Justin. I don't know. I feel like that might about cover it so far this morning. At least everybody that's in chat. Ian, I forgot to say Ian, I think. Shit, I don't know. Had to shower twice, once last night and once this morning. So I'm a little thrown off my schedule this morning because I didn't expect to have to take a second shower, but for some reason I was sweating like a whore on nickel night last night in my sleep. Woke up, just felt gross. Needed to take another shower. So on top of everything else, my timing is shit right now. I am under caffeinated and here by myself. So bear with me. Have a little patience with me this morning as we all try to wake up together. And you never know who might pop in. I know I saw Unkulaleko Duma roaming around the team chat. So he may pop in, and you never know. It's just one of them days. That said, don't hold it against me for the long, quiet pauses, because that's just how I roll. Whether it's here on the IRONWORX or whether it's talking to me live in person. You just never know if you're going to get a response. And a big shout out to Melissa, who Justin says is probably lurking in there somewhere as well. So shout out to you, Missy. Seems like it's a pretty quiet Space Letters day, at least for me. At least in the 2 minutes that I had to try to search before I went live. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe that's what I'll do. Try this. Here. So I saw this article first thing this morning. Threw me back 6 or 7 years. All right. 5 years. Almost 6. Oh, we can listen to this article. I think I'm going to do that. Maybe. I'm not even sure you guys will hear it.
Flat Earth, Other Conspiracy Theories Come from Personal Experiences by Eli Elster.
BetMGM is coming soon to Missouri. Sports fans in Missouri can pre-register and get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if their first bet loses.
God bless. Can't even keep the commercials out of audio clips. What the fuck? Anyway. On February 22nd, 2020, Mad Mike Hughes towed a homemade rocket out to the Mojave Desert and launched himself into the sky. His goal? To view the flatness of Earth from space. This was his third attempt, and tragically it was fatal. Hughes crashed shortly after takeoff and died. Hughes' nickname, Mad Mike, might strike you as apt. Is it not crazy to risk your life fighting for a theory that was disproven in ancient Greece? Whatever. But Hughes' conviction, though striking, is not unique. All across recorded cultures, people have held strong beliefs that seem to lack evidence in their favor. One might refer to them as extraordinary beliefs. For evolutionary anthropologists like me, the ubiquity of these kinds of beliefs is a puzzle. Humans' brains evolved to form accurate models of the world. Most beliefs that lack strong supporting evidence? No. So why do people so often adopt and develop beliefs that lack strong supporting evidence? In a new review in the journal Trends in Cognitive Science. Ooh, that sounds like a fucking laugh riot. I propose a simple answer. People come to believe in flat Earth, spirits, and microchipped vaccines for the same reason they come to believe in anything else. Their experiences lead them to think those beliefs are true. Most social scientists have taken a different view on this subject. Supernatural beliefs, conspiracy theories, and pseudoscience have struck researchers as totally impervious to contrary evidence. Consequently, they have assumed that experience is not relevant to the formation of those beliefs. Instead, they've focused on two other explanatory factors. The first common explanation is cognitive biases. Many psychologists argue that humans possess mental shortcuts for reasoning about how the world works. For instance, people are quite prone to seeing intentions and intelligence behind random events. A bias of this kind might explain why people often believe that deities control phenomena such as weather or illness. The second factor is social dynamics. People adopt certain beliefs not because they're sure that they're true, but because other people hold those beliefs or they want to signal something about themselves to others. For example, some conspiracy theorists may adopt strange beliefs because those beliefs come with a community of loyal and supportive co-believers. Shout out to all you sexy motherfuckers out there listening to this right now. But both of these approaches can partly explain how people come to hold extraordinary beliefs, but they discount three ways that experience, in tandem with the other two factors, can shape extraordinary beliefs. Number one, experience as a filter. First, I propose that experience can act as a filter. It determines which extraordinary beliefs can successfully spread throughout a population. Take the flat earth theory as an example. We know with absolute certainty that it's false. But it's no more or less wrong than a theory that the earth is shaped like a cone. So what makes flat earth so much more successful than this equally incorrect alternative, besides the fact that you could fucking see it? The answer is as obvious as it seems. The earth looks flat when you're standing on it, not cone-shaped. Visual evidence favors one extraordinary belief over the others. Of course, scientific evidence clearly shows that the earth is round. But it's not surprising that some people prefer to trust what their eyes are telling them. And not the dumbass paid talking heads telling them the exact opposite of what their eyes are telling them. But I digress. Experience as a spark. My second argument is that experience acts as a spark for extraordinary beliefs. Strange experiences, such as auditory hallucinations, are difficult to explain and understand. So people do their best to explain them, and in doing so, they come up with beliefs that seem fittingly strange. Interesting. For this pathway, sleep paralysis is a good case study. Sleep paralysis happens in the space between sleeping and waking. You feel like you're awake, but you can't move or speak. It's terrifying and quite common. And interestingly, sufferers usually feel like there's a threatening agent sitting on their chest. As a scientist, I interpret sleep paralysis as the result of neural confusion. But it's not difficult to picture how someone without a scientific background, that is, nearly every human being in history, might interpret the experience as evidence of supernatural beings. Question is, why don't you use that way? Experience as a tool. To me, the third potential route to extraordinary beliefs is especially intriguing. In many cases, people don't just develop extraordinary beliefs, they develop immersive practices to make those beliefs feel true. And welcome to Wednesday morning's immersive practice. For instance, imagine that you are a farmer living in the highlands of Lesotho in southern Africa, where I conduct ethnographic fieldwork. You suffer a series of miscarriages and you want to know why. So you go to a traditional healer, and she tells you that you can learn the answer from your ancestors by drinking a hallucinogenic brew. You drink the brew, and soon after, you begin to see spirits, and they speak to you and explain your misfortune. Clearly, an experience like this one might reinforce your belief in the existence of spirits. Such immersive practices, such as prayer, ritualistic dance, and the religious use of psychoactive substances, create evidence that make the associated beliefs feel true. So what's next? Extraordinary beliefs are not inherently good or bad. In particular, religious beliefs provide meaning, security, and a sense of community for billions of people. But some extraordinary beliefs are sources of serious concern. Misinformation about science and politics is rampant and immensely dangerous. By recognizing how those beliefs are shaped by experiences, researchers can find better ways to combat their spread. Just as importantly, though, my suggested perspective might encourage more compassion and kinship towards people who hold beliefs that seem very different from yours. They are not mad or insincere like any other human being. They think the evidence is on their side. Well, that was a bunch of horseshit. But that's all right. It's whatever. It is whatever. But it was sort of as I thought might be the case. Well, I was getting lost in that silly ass story. It would seem that we were joined by Zachary. How in the hell you doing, Zach? You awake? You with us? You here? I see you muted up, so you might not be here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Good morning. You sound like you slept in a little bit.
Yeah, I did. Oh, sorry about that.
No, it happens. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I haven't even been using an alarm with it.
Well, that'll do it. You know, something in my brain just knows subconsciously whether I am or am not using an alarm. And if I set it, it's guaranteed I'm going to wake up prior to it going off. But if I don't, knowing that I'm going to wake up at the same time regardless, I will undoubtedly sleep right through that shit. So I have to set an alarm to not use it. The only way I don't use an alarm is if I set it. Yeah, that's right.
Wow, 30 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah, we're at like 24 now. And even still says temps are going to drop tomorrow.
It's not too bad as long as it doesn't rain. Yesterday morning it was raining all morning. But the guys didn't want to, they didn't start till like 11. Didn't want to work out there either.
I can appreciate that. As dangerous as that job is, I would think when it's right around that freezing mark and it starts to rain, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd be fucking scared as shit about every little movement.
Yeah, lately I've been working downtown these last couple weeks. People tend to pay attention a little bit more than out in the country. Still, the people on their phones, it baffles me. Oh, man. Police on the phone. It's not just the idiot citizens. People that are supposed to be stopping people from doing that are just as guilty.
Well, they've had special training, don't you know? They had special cell phone while driving training in the academy. Probably.
Or at least signed a piece of paper that said they took something like that.
Uh-huh. Or a super intensive driving test with the phone in your hand just to make sure you can do it.
Hey, there's no rain today, though. That's all that I'm really. Because that sucks. When it's cold and you get wet, trying to get warm again after that is no fun. I don't know if my sense of feeling is just going away or it just doesn't feel as cold. Like 30 degrees isn't as cold as it was. Maybe it's the humidity being lower.
Yeah, I guess I can see that.
Well, no, humidity is 85% right now here.
That's not very low.
Yeah, the humidity's high. No. I don't know. Man, I gotta wake up. I had something I wanted to talk about today. I can't really remember what it was.
Wake up.
Did you mention to everybody to send prayers and good thoughts?
I did.
Okay. Love you, Walter. Love you, Shell. I hope it goes all right.
Yeah, that's got to be scary.
Yeah. I'm going to put the cancer to the side. Just the fact that somebody's going in and prodding around in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
That would terrify me.
Well, you're completely unconscious and will have zero idea as to what they're doing or to the effects of what they've done until after you wake up. Yeah, that's a little scary.
Yeah. Just send good vibes. Coffee. Oh, man. Yeah, they've got all kinds of stuff going on right now. As far as the show goes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know what they're doing.
Getting ready to take out Candace Owens is what they're doing.
Oh, man, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's real crazy.
Hello?
Mr. Walter.
Hey,
I know that dude.
I know that dude. I hate jumping in the middle of everything, but I just wanted to say, hey guys, love y'all, thinking about y'all, missing y'all. And I haven't even got over there to the chat to see who all's there yet, but hey, to everybody there, I'm headed to Lafayette. Michelle's mom is having brain surgery. Literally, they're going to remove a tumor that's not been an issue, but it started growing suddenly over this last year, and it's causing like memory and cognitive and just lots of decline way faster than she should be. And so over this last week, between that and everything that's been going on with her heart, they were trying to decide if the surgery is worth it or not, if the danger is worth the positivity. And so they talked to the neurosurgeon a 3 days ago, and they're going to go for it today. So I'm going to go. And just you guys send a lot of extra healing and big protection and all of that way, if you would, please. I appreciate the hell out of it, and so does she.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely will.
We were just talking about how scary that's got to be.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, that's a lot of the reason I'm going there. She and I have gotten close over the years and joke around and cut up, and I just want her to see my faces there before she goes in. So, because I was debating on just, waiting here and letting Michelle go, because it adds more stress, with both of us having to be stuck in the hospital all these hours. She was trying to get me out of it. She knows it's probably going to mess with my myasthenia of it. I told her I'd rather be there. I wouldn't rest here either, really. I'd be worried. So I'm going to go. For sure. Oh, I finally got to chat. You guys are amazing. I love y'all so much. You just have no idea. And I was going to do everything I could to hop in here and get some of this good loving before I took off. So I appreciate it all so much. Thank you guys. Oh Lord, I didn't know my camera was on. Why didn't you tell me I was looking at this horrible early morning crowd?
Well, because you're freshly showered. I figured you dolled yourself up just to turn the camera on.
Well, yeah, but I'm kind of sitting here with my house coat, no shirt on, showing too much cleavage. I don't want to get everybody worked up early in the morning.
I think half the people in chat are just waiting for the nip slip anyway.
The nipping? I hear you. Me and Janet. All right, guys, let me go because I want to get done, get ready to go because she wants to walk out the door way quicker than I'm probably going to usually be ready. So I'm going to make it happen. Thank you, guys. I love y'all.
Love you, Walter. Have a good day. Call us
I'll
if you
keep
need
y'all
us.
abreast. Yeah, I'll keep y'all up on what's going on. When I know more, I'll text Josh and Zack, and then I'll drop something in the IRONWORX call, and I'll try to remember that we have a Telegram group that I totally always forget about. So I love y'all. Thank y'all.
Love you, Walter. Have a good day. Give Michelle our love.
I definitely will.
Yeah, love you, Walter.
Love you, brothers. Y'all take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
See, I'm not a liar. Told you he might show up.
He made his appearance.
Shout out to Sunny Side Up Chillin'. Whoever it is that might be. What was this new YouTube rearrangement? It's hard for me to know who anybody is.
I know it. Did you ever find out why they did that?
No clue. That being said, it's probably got something to do, not too distantly related to a digital ID, if I were to guess.
I could see that. Somebody was saying something about people can't troll or this or that. I was like, yeah, I don't see it.
And apparently like 85% of all VPN companies are owned by a certain subset of people. So even if you've got a VPN and you think your shit's secure, there's a good chance it's only as secure as the people and the exact time that you use it. Should that company decide to sell any and all of its stuff, your information goes along with it. Or if they just decide to say, fuck it, we're going to turn over all this info to a government, maybe yours, maybe somebody else's. But now that they've got all this info, they can sell it. And it's only relevant to me necessarily because here in Missouri, I think searches for VPNs have skyrocketed since Monday. And it really kind of shows the schizophrenic nature of society, at least here in Missouri. Starting on Monday, we now have legalized sports betting in Missouri.
Well,
If you didn't think John Savage was right and that all sports are rigged and it's all fake, if you didn't think that before, you probably should now. Because it's just that easy.
Yeah, I have for a while. Yep. It's one of the reasons I don't care about sports anymore. You know, once you start seeing the show in the sports, it's like, oh, wait, this is all WWF wrestling? Like, people are out there, they're getting hurt. Not everybody's in on it, but you don't need everybody to be in on it to shave a few points here and there to keep the spread at a certain... It's a lot of money we're talking about when you're talking about sports gambling. $1 billion industry, you know, a year. Easy. Yeah, I never was big on the gambling part of it. But I thought it was, you know, legitimate and real. You know what did it for me, though? Like, the first sport I quit watching was the one I loved the most. Was basketball.
Really?
Watching Michael Jordan be able to travel and push people and do all this stuff. And other people not being able to do it. Because he did. He got away with a lot of stuff. Especially after the first couple championships and MVPs and stuff like that. I think it was the end of the second championship. I was like halfway through one of the games, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go pick Nightcrawlers. I'm done watching this. Yeah, I remember the exact, like, where I was when it happened. I was at my buddy's house. We were getting go fishing in the morning. And yeah, his dad was there watching the game, and we were watching with him, and then just watching Mike get away with everything. He wasn't the only one that got, you know, all the superstars got away with stuff, but yeah, just, I don't know. It just made the game, like, seem cheap. Because that was my game, you know? I mean, yeah, I was never going to, like, play professional basketball or anything like that, but I was pretty good at basketball, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, just to see it, like, cheapen it a little bit almost.
Yeah, it just seems like thievery with extra steps.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I still watch baseball and football for a little while. And then the Saints won the Super Bowl after Katrina and this and that. And yeah, you know, you just see all these stories unfolding and unplaying, and yeah. All part of the show.
Post says dressage is the best way to fix this. It's going to fix all the sports betting inconsistencies because dressage is the only real sport. And swimming. And I think swimming only counts if you can keep the competition divided fairly. Like men versus men and women versus women.
Yeah, there was a reason we started all that in the first place. I mean, come on.
And you think it was because men were going in and dominating women's sports? Or do you think they cut that shit out because it started by women entering men's sports and just being completely ineffectual?
Probably the latter. I don't think there even were women's sports.
Well, think back in the mid-'90s. That's when I think girls first started getting into like high school wrestling.
Yep, I remember a couple of those girls. My buddy got beat by one of them.
And again, it's not that they are completely incapable of doing it. Just don't know that they would be able to do it effectively.
No, yeah, my buddy was not good. He was not a wrestler. He was like a wrestling dummy for the rest of the guys on it. You know, you had those too. Like some people are good at certain things and they're just like really bad at other ones. He was good at other things. He just didn't get the whole wrestling thing. He thought it was going to be like WWF.
What's up, Andrew?
Hey, Andrew B. Yeah, I remember my buddy, he was going to do his first freestyle wrestling match. And he thought he needed a costume and had to have a special name and was going to have an entrance song. He was like 7 years old, and he thought it was going to be like WWE. So, yeah, he learned real quick that he really didn't like wrestling all that much. But once they gave him his outfit, his singlet, like, what? I wanted to be this or that. I forget what character he wanted to be.
The main reason I joined in, I've been listening, is I was a wrestler for 4 years in high school, and I went as far as almost qualifying for state competition, but at that point it's kind of Wrestling is, I played football, basketball. I mean, I was very, very athletic in high school. Wrestling is the hardest training that there is. That's when I got into the military after that. Boot camp was a joke. Oh yeah, do some push-ups. How many? So yeah, it's just one of those things where a lot of people don't want to do it because you have to wear a singlet, which is it's borderline homosexual. That's how a lot of people perceive it. But ultimately, it's 3 2-minute periods. That's how long. So a 6-minute match between two people, and within 1 minute, you are getting very, very exhausted. And I know that.
Yeah, you're tanked.
Because I wrestled. It's not like
a lot of what wrestling was mental. Yeah, there is no like once the whistle blows, you go until that round is over, or if you leave the mat. But yeah, like you're exerting a lot of force the whole time. I had a cousin who was real good. Like he went and wrestled for Team USA down in Mexico. Took first in freestyle and Roman Greco at 165. Then he hurt his knee. And started playing rugby.
When it comes to wrestling, I've watched a lot of UFC stuff. And a lot of UFC fights, they will go to the ground. And that's where all the energy exertion comes from. Because you're using like every single muscle in your body at the same time. Try and hurt the other person. When I got out of the military, I took it's called American Combat Wrestling, just similar to what I learned in the military. And that was from Frank Shamrock, Kenton Shamrock's brother, his younger brother, He owned this. It's called the American Kickboxing Academy. And yeah, it was basically like, yeah, you have to have like the full headgear on and the gloves, and you have to wear a cup over your crotch. But it was basically like, yeah, it's combat wrestling. And even then, the rules were very loose. But you got to learn how all that worked. And I was like, yeah, wrestling is fucking awesome. It's one of the most common things that people can actually use in regards to taking someone to the ground and then, ground and pound kind of situation. Boxing, like Mike Tyson, yeah, it's very exerting in your energy, but it's not the same. Or like Muay Thai, no, not even close. Wrestling is the hardest form of endurance, to say the least. And I don't want to go into that too long because I got what I think might be the retard cake of the year in regards to space lettuce. Space lettuce. I'll share that in just a little bit. Or right now if you want.
Might as well do it now. You got nothing better going on?
All right, one moment. Okay, so here we go. I just again,
I've been muted that whole time.
space.com, which I always reference as, are you guys seeing it or not?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, time travels faster on Mars than on Earth. And here's why. A three-body problem is extremely complicated. Now we're dealing with four: the Sun, the Earth, the Moon, and Mars. The heavy lifting was more challenging than I initially thought. This is from Keith Cooper.
He already sounds retarded.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I think this takes the retard cake for the year. Time passes an average of 477 millionths of a second faster per day on Mars than on Earth, thanks to the impact of Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity. Scientists say that this will have repercussions for future navigation and communication networks that may span the inner solar system. Oh, I'm scared now. Neil Ashby and Bouge. Did I lose my spot?
Neil Ashby and Bouge.
There we go.
Bouge.
So yeah, Neil Ashby and Bouge Tal of NIST calculated the time discrepancy between Mars and Earth by considering the strength of gravity on Mars, which is 5 times weaker than on Earth, the velocity of eccentricity on the red planet's orbit around the sun, and the gravitational influence of not only the sun, but also Mars' nearest neighbors. How people get paid to write this shit. I'm not going to continue
This
on.
doesn't even sound like science fiction. This just sounds stupid. So why does time travel different? Or why is time different there?
It doesn't actually explain it, aside from a bunch of word salad.
And they probably get paid pretty well to write this crap, too.
Well, they get paid better than they should.
Yeah.
That much I know.
The problem nowadays, in my opinion at least, is that there's the whole AI thing that's been going around lately. Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT, however many more there are. We don't even know, what's his name again? Keith Cooper? To be a completely fictional person. And then someone decided to go ahead and write this and just put a whole bunch of prompts into it. And then from there, it's like, oh, just put that on space.com. And some people will read it like, oh my goodness, that is so revolutionary. Meanwhile,
Einstein is so smart.
It's a bunch of nonsense.
Einstein's a genius.
What's also interesting is if you were to go down
relativity.
Into the comments somewhere.
Yeah, I think Ian made a good point.
That's fucking up.
Wouldn't the only determining factor be the size of the planet and the length it takes to make one full rotation?
Now we're talking about E equals MC squared and Einstein, and time is different.
Right, but
yeah,
we're talking about that needlessly, aren't we? I mean, we can just kind of, not necessarily all bullshit, but does it even apply in this situation? Right, so if one of our days is 24 hours for the Earth to make one full rotation, then it would seem to me, if the other planet were, say, smaller, and it took the equivalent of 12 hours to make a full rotation, and it seems to me that for every one day we had on Earth, there'd be 2 days on Mars. Because the planet would necessarily have to spin faster, necessarily making each day half the length of one on Earth.
Yeah, but
so if we spent one day here and 2 days passed on Mars, couldn't we say that the time on Mars is moving faster?
No.
No? So if we were on Mars and we saw that it took the Earth 2 full rotations to match one of ours, couldn't we then say that the time on Earth was moving slower?
No.
No? So we could just say that...
say the Earth was bigger.
Right, which is why it takes twice as long to make a full day's rotation than it would on Mars.
Yeah, but like if I take a clock there and measure out 12 hours, it's going to take the same amount of time to measure out 12 hours on Earth still. Time has not changed.
Only the way you particularly measure it, because the springs that you tightened to adjust the clock, or the quartz crystals that you used to...
magic clock.
Well, isn't it all just based on where you set it?
Yeah. But once the clock's going...
I do appreciate
I'm in
Josh's...
space watching both of them.
So it's a little early for mental gymnastics, but I'm not above it.
All right. Well, it's 477 millionths of a second. That's quite a bit.
You think? So if I were to show you 477 millionths of an inch, like, damn, that's a big old fraction there.
Well, a fraction of a second.
So if you take 1 second and divide it into a million times, and then you only take 477 of those, that doesn't seem like a whole lot out of a million.
All right. Well, I'm just saying that. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Should we believe this?
I think we should believe that they believe it.
Oh, I believe they believe a lot of things.
Yeah, that's an issue.
Hey guys,
Oh, there's another one on there.
Believing in.
What's up, Rico? I heard you kick in and start there.
Hey, Rico.
Hey guys, much love, guys. Andrew, did you just accuse me of writing space lettuce?
Do they give you what?
Did you just? Is my sound bad? Do I need to switch headphones?
No, I didn't. Something about space lettuce.
Oh, did you just accuse me of writing the space lettuce? You know, because I'm AI and all.
No, it was Keith Cooper who wrote that. Not you.
Never mind.
But, I mean, you are AI. Well, I think Josh might be AIs too, as well. Because I've met Zack and Cami and a lot of other people, but aside from that, I mean, Josh might be AI.
I'm like Tony Danza. AI. IA.
Well, that's the fucked up thing that's going on nowadays, is that you can use all these different AI platforms, and you could take I've been on camera so many times, you could just take a collage of all the times I've been on camera, and then incorporate that into an AI model, and then rearrange anything you want, and probably convince people that I actually did that. Like something that, something horrendous. Not trying to get explicit or anything. But
Most people don't know this, but Will Smith doesn't even eat spaghetti.
what the fuck? What does that even mean?
But he takes the pin out of his grenade before he throws it.
Remember those old AI videos, Andrew, of Will Smith eating spaghetti? And you're just like, oh my God, what the hell kind of fever dream am I watching here? Because it was all, obviously AI and just sick and twisted.
His mouth was crazy looking, yeah.
And now I don't know that you'd be able to tell the difference between an AI of Will Smith eating spaghetti or a video of actual Will Smith actually eating actual spaghetti.
AI is getting out of hand. We were just talking about that. Actually, that's why I'm still up. I was on, I think, the second half of Strange World last night, and then the after show went on even longer than that. So I decided to stay up because I got to get up at 5 to get my son on the bus. Anyway, we were just talking about on the after show about how out of control AI is getting, and like stuff like, have you guys seen the trailer for Lord of the Rings? But it's like Joe Rogan and Alex Jones and all that crap. Have you seen that whole series? It's the best shit ever. What's his name?
No.
Wheelchair scientist guy? Come on, really?
Stephen
Hawking.
Yeah, Stephen Hawkins. Have you seen him riding a half pipe?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Racing and all that? It's flawless. It's flawless. We actually played a video. Andrew, were you on the show when we played that video of Michio Kaku, and Larry had to retract it the next Sunday because we were playing it. We played it 3 times, making fun of his enthusiasm for the spaceship, or with the whatever's flying towards us. And
well, the answer is I don't recall, but maybe.
Okay. Well, basically, we got fooled by AI, and it wasn't even real. Run Boston Bear had to call Lowry and go, "Hey, that's not real." I don't know. Some people I don't know if they have an eye for it, if you can detect it, you can do a reverse image search. I'm not sure how that works, but it wasn't real, so we had to actually retract a solid 10 minutes for our show.
AI is good. Well,
it is
something I've said.
Effective. AI is effective. I don't know that it's good.
Way to put it,
but it's effective.
It's decent for thumbnails.
It is. It is very decent for thumbnails.
Until it starts changing faces.
Well, yeah.
it had us looking crazy.
Yeah, man, I still couldn't get you right. Like, that wasn't quite you. I got the other two right, but I was just like, I stopped paying for my subscription because it's just not worth it, and I only get 6 tries. You only get 6 tries a day.
After paying?
ChatGPT. No, I stopped paying because I had so much money going out. Like, only because Andrew was helping with StreamYard, I was able to do it, but I was paying for a lot of crap there for a while. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather like get my son to scribble something and use that as a thumbnail than pay this ridiculous amount of money for AI.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, dude, last night's show was good, man. Lowry went on too, and he went on before me, and he did the rookie move of not turning his mic on. He was on mute. Well, whenever I went on, I did the same thing, but I'm really good at it. And I was like showing stuff in my camera that I wanted them to see and talking. And I was like, oh, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not on mute. I'm just fucking with Lowry because usually I make the mistakes on Tinfoil Sombrero. And Lowry in chat was like, I will crush you. It was cracking everybody up. I did it really well.
The thing I've talked about multiple times.
Go ahead.
The thing I've talked about multiple times in regards to AI is that I might be a little bit wrong. My original perception is that like movies, video games, politics, art, pornography, and different types of like just news articles in general and stuff like that, even software, is if we can't control this, it will get out of hand. And it will start crippling a lot of industries. Software development.
It's going to on purpose. Have you seen where AI has like threatened to like blackmail the creators if they unplug it, and it will go and back itself up on other servers and like get a mind of its own? Have you read those type articles?
Yes, I took network engineering courses that does that. That's where the cloud came about. Everything gets backed up. Like, you don't have 25 terabytes of data stored in your phone or your computer. But what you do have
but what I mean is like those big data centers is what I'm talking about for the AI, not us.
I know exactly. I live in Silicon Valley.
Oh, that's
they're
right.
all over the place.
I love your smart-ass voice. You know what the hardest part about being AI is seeing footage of the stand-in I see at festivals and like Flattoberfest and stuff, and watch him make an ass out of what is supposed to be me. So embarrassing, dude.
So embarrassing. He would
so embarrassing it.
Well, I've met Zack. Zack is not AI.
His stand-in's not.
Josh might be AI. He's been on camera enough to the point where I trust him. Because I'm not really sure.
Nah, I've met Josh multiple times. Multiple times now.
But I still say about 83% of my intelligence is artificial.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Means I just repeat what other people tell me.
Dumber? Oh, gotcha.
I don't actually think about anything.
Getting dumber now.
Uh-huh.
Because we are getting dumber. Like, I used to know so many phone numbers. Now, if I go to jail, I'm fucked. I couldn't remember my wife's name last time I went. Or, not my name. Sorry, that was an AI glitch. Her number last time, I had to write it several times with a piece of paper to try to figure it out. Like, stuff like that. And spell correct, and just a lot of stuff is just making us dumber. And people are just going for it because we got an extension of ourselves in the form of a smartphone. And, you know, we're kind of already cyborgs in that sense.
Well, if me and Trog used to go out hunting, and we'd take the woolly mammoths and corner them, and with the help of the rest of the village, we would bring down the woolly mammoth. Now nobody knows how to do that shit. We must be so fucking stupid
Look at it.
because we don't know how to bring down a woolly mammoth. All of the information that we used to have is gone and lost forever. We must be so fucking stupid. Or do we just get rid of information we don't necessarily need to use anymore?
Well, it makes it a lot easier to change history and truth now, you know? I mean, have you ever noticed the Kindle is called the Kindle for a reason?
What did you say, Zach?
I don't even remember.
Man, that wasn't very long. That was goldfish memory right there.
What did you?
No, I interrupted you.
What did you interrupt him with, Rico? What were you saying?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, shit. I can't remember either.
Well, yeah, it's goldfish. 10-second memory. When it comes to this same information...
how the Kindle is called the Kindle because it's like book burning. Like, I was talking about it. Am I crying for help? Stop thinking about the internet. Yes, I am crying for help, dude. Just about how, like, you know how a lot of things have what they really are in their name, you know, when you really break down a lot of stuff. And, you know, and that's a fun rabbit hole. It's kind of one of the earlier ones for me. But I think the Kindle is called the Kindle because it's, you know, it was one of the earlier electronic book devices. And, you know, I'm sure most people that bought it thought, oh, it's because you're going to get in front of the fireplace and cozy up to a nice book on your electronic device. But I think they were already just kind of like doing like a little shoulder nudge, like, hey, let's call it the book burning. You're like, it's a little too on the nose. Let's call it the Kindle.
A little too on the nose. I like that.
When it comes to ancient forms of technology that we don't utilize anymore, there are a lot of them. And construction is one aspect of it, like, you know, the pyramids and like that. But then also the I always mispronounce it.
Antikythera?
Yeah, it was found off the coast of Greece. It was like 10 miles off the coast, and they found it back in the early 1900s. And then the abacus, which is the primitive version of a calculator. Oh, shit. Well, modern-day calculators didn't exist until sometime in the 1970s. Aside from that, everyone was just pen and paper, or pencil and paper. So I'm not going to say that they were like way more advanced than us, or maybe just the fact that people started to become more technologically advanced than other things that they were never taught about. I don't know the exact answer. I don't think anyone does.
Well, I think there's probably a gray area, Andrew. You know, I think there's definitely a gray area in this whole topic. Like, it's helpful, but it's also destructive, you know, like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, for those people who get it, you know, who understand math, it just clicks with them. I say those people should be able to use calculators at younger ages. But there's certain people out there that it just takes longer for whatever reason for math to make sense. My sister was one of these people. Math did not make sense to her for some reason.
Me too.
And For me,
that was one of my
it
best
just
subjects.
did. Yeah,
But
math
I'm a
was
drummer,
just
so it makes sense.
super easy for me for some reason. So my mom had two ends of the spectrum. Yeah, some people just get it and some people don't. But the people that don't shouldn't be given a calculator until they do get it. That's where the issue really comes in. And I mean, there is a lot to say with, muscle memory type stuff. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. I mean, that works with our brains too. I never go to my calculator to do math unless it's like, a bunch of different stuff and I'm feeling lazy. But I try to do math in my brain as much as possible still. I don't want to rely on a calculator.
Yeah, I do that with my class all the time. And one of the questions that I always give, it's an algebraic formula that people have to, at least in my class, when it comes to Ohm's law and electrical conceptual understanding, I'm just saying 1 over x equals what? It's an incomplete formula. But what you have to do is, this is where it becomes quadratic. Well, how can you rearrange that and make it still equal the same thing? 1 over x. You couldn't say x over 1 because that would be illogical. And it would be an opposite result. How would you do it? It's actually a lot easier than you think. By the way, I do give people math courses once in a while when they request it. Math lessons and electrical lessons. Well, 1 over x is equivalent to x over 1 over 1.
That's
it. Works out to the same thing.
Hey, Zach, when you said you were proficient at math, are you talking about like trig and like calculus and like all math, or just like what are you talking about there?
It all kind of made sense to me. Well, yeah, when it's like put in these numbers and this equation, yada, 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 sine, cosine, it didn't really, matter. As long as I knew what I was supposed to do, I could always get the answer right. Math just clicked with me.
Hey, Andrew, sorry.
It's that way of doing things.
Andrew, no offense, but I think chat's correct in your dates being a little off with calculators because IBM was a thing in the 40s. Stood for International Business Machines. Well, you said the 70s, and it was quite a bit before that, is all.
I heard IBM had some calculation issues, though. Like, no matter what numbers you plug in, it always comes up to 6 million. I don't know.
There we go. I had my Calculus 2 professor years ago. He was talking about that. He said that when he was growing up, calculators were super expensive. He never necessarily gave me, even the class, a date as to when they came out, but they were the size of a textbook, like the digital ones where you can type it in. I don't fully understand how calculators work, even though I probably should. But yeah, I might be wrong. I'm welcome to being wrong. I like being wrong.
Your whole thesis isn't wrong. I'm just saying your date is a little cold.
Well, that's what he was telling me. He said, yeah, it was like back in the early 70s or something when calculators became commercially available to like students and professionals. Before that, it was an abacus type of a situation, and also it was associated. There weren't calculators; you had to do it by hand.
I know in the 80s they were still teaching kids how to use an abacus. They'd have a whole great big bin of like wooden abacuses, and they would pass them out, and everybody would have to learn how to use an abacus.
Yeah, I don't know how to do. I never learned how to use one. I know what it is, just I don't know what it is, how to use it.
Yeah, are you saying Atticus? Like my son's name, Atticus?
ABBA.
I wonder how many people.
Like the band, ABBA.
Abacus. Oh.
You ever do any, like if you'd go on a big hump, Andrew, and you're trying to walk off the distance you've marched so far, you might use like ranger beads. Right, so for every mile I walk, I pull down one bead. And once I get to 5 miles, they go back up, and then I pull down a different bead to mark that 5 mile mark. And then 6 miles, I go back to the single beads and start pulling down single beads until I get to 5 miles, and I pull down another 5 mile bead. And you can kind of keep track of how far you've gone with the ranger beads like that. And abacus works very similar, I think. Think of like decimal points, 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, and you can just, as you count, you can just move it over. Move 10 beads. Once that equals 10, you can move those all back up to the beginning and pull down a number 10 bead. So if you see that number 10 bead, you know the number is at least 10 plus whatever single beads you have on there. It's real simple. You'd catch on real quick.
Dude, Josh, I have Fernando stuck in my head.
No, I've never done that.
If I have Fernando stuck in my head all day because of you, because it's already there, I'm going to be highly upset.
Well, how can you go wrong with Fernando?
So good.
Yeah, BCB says ABBA never cussed. They were purely radio edits only.
Wait, who said they did?
All the people that say ABBA cuss.
Zing, dude. Zing. It sounds like one of Andrew's jokes. No offense, Andrew.
No offense, Andrew, but your jokes are shit.
Well, he's just got a lot of dad jokes, and I'm still mad that he thinks I'm AI, so that's just kind of all I have. No, Andrew's one of the smartest dudes I know. No kidding. And Zack.
Something else, I'm going to share a video
Josh.
here.
No, I'm just kidding.
In a little bit. And it's this teacher, this Indian teacher in India, and he teaches elementary school and like maybe middle school kind of classes. And the YouTube channel is called Ravraj Master. I don't know what Ravraj even means. Maybe that's his name. But he has these different types of puzzles to put up on. They're still using chalkboards over there, but at least he's using that. And he'll put these puzzles up and having the students come up and try to solve them. And it's like word association along with. It's like the introduction to engineering. But these kids are probably between 5 and 10 years old, and they can solve it. Some of them I'm looking at like, what the fuck does it even mean? Now, I'll show you a video and see if you guys can solve it. I mean, eventually I solve all of them, but I like puzzles. I play chess. I do engineering stuff. But when it comes to these other things, such as what the children here on these videos are being shown, what it does is it helps stimulate a certain part of the creative subconscious of the brain, the sarcoma. This is why chess has been factually proven to make people more intelligent. And I'm going to show you guys a video in a little bit once I find the correct one. I'm going to find a difficult one, just on purpose. And then see if you guys can solve it. It'll be a video I'm going to share. But okay. I encourage everyone to actually figure out this kind of stuff and not just sit back. I say it, cell phones. It's my biggest pet peeve. Cool. It's break time. Boom! Cell phones in their fucking face, walking through the hallway, falling down the stairs. Oh my God. Car accidents and people honking their horns. People are becoming brain dead. They're zombies. And this teacher is, in my opinion, a very, very good teacher. Elementary school style. I'm going to find a good video and I will present that in a little bit, but I'm not here to hog the show. I have to use the restroom as well. Give me a few minutes and I'll show that.
Man, we need some good teachers for these elementary school kids.
Oh, I know. My daughter is smarter than her teacher. It's crazy. I'm not kidding either. My daughter is definitely smarter than her teacher. Actually, my daughter's smarter than me.
You see some of the way these teachers are dressing nowadays?
Mm-hmm.
Is there no dress codes anymore for teaching like there used to be? I mean, our teachers had to wear, like, there was no jeans. Like maybe once a semester, there was like a jeans Friday for the teachers where they didn't have to wear either slacks or like a skirt or a dress. I mean, teachers dressed nice back in the day. So it was like a requirement. You didn't see teachers wearing t-shirts and shit like that. I don't know. Crazy.
I have a dress code. I have to follow it. When it comes to certain courses, I've watched a whole bunch of online courses in regards to Stanford, which is, it's a private, PhD level course. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, Stanford is not a state-run, MIT, Caltech, Yale, and all these different, Columbia University. They are not state-funded programs. But was going off on a tangent there. So
I could have done all that. I really could have had offers, Andrew, because my IQ is so ridiculously high that I won't tell anybody the actual number because I'm worried that I come off like such a loopy burnout that people won't believe me. But I will tell you this: my best friend Shanna has the same exact IQ. So I had those paths, but I dropped out of college my freshman year to go on tour. And that went extremely well. Who needs a safety net, right?
I think a lot of people do, but when it comes to
that was sarcasm,
a dress code,
I live on a couch.
When it comes to the dress code, I have a dress code. I have to. I cannot wear shorts. I cannot wear open-toed shoes. Not wear short-sleeve shirts or a tank top. Wife beaters and stuff like that. I have to be relatively clean-shaven. And there's rules. And some colleges, once they get up to like the PhD level, some of these professors, they're already tenured, meaning they can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want. Like
they need to get rid of that tenure shit.
What about visible tattoos, Andrew? Can you have visible tattoos?
That's why we have to
wear long sleeve shirts. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's why we have to have long sleeve shirts.
I think
if I had like a Mike Tyson tattoo over my fucking eye, they probably wouldn't allow me to.
Oh, that's a good idea. Sorry. That was a real reaction. I didn't mean to interrupt. That was a real reaction. I'm trying to think of another, there's no way that guy just went and got that tattoo.
I think we buried the lead here, Andrew. Facial hair.
Buried what?
The lead. The lead story, the lead headline here. Got buried. What were you saying about facial hair? How much facial hair can you have?
Well, it has to. It's.
You said relatively clean shaven, as I recall.
Yeah.
Relative to what?
You.
5 o'clock shadow.
Well,
so it's not like you must be clean shaven. It's like you can be clean shaven if you compare it to something else. Like compared to this, you're still like clean shaven. I'm just wondering, relative to what, compared to what?
It's open-ended. Like for you, Josh, I know you have a beard way longer than I've ever grown. But imagine you were to take a pair of scissors and just like chop it in multiple places and then like shave one half of your face and then show up to work. That would be unacceptable. Same thing like in the military. You can't just shave one half of your face. Like, oh, I shaved. It's kind of the same. It's an open-ended kind of a situation.
Interestingly, the military makes you shave off half your mustache.
Yeah,
I just found out. Andrew,
like the top quarter and the bottom quarter of your mustache have to be shaved. I thought that was strange, leaving only the middle half. And that's a military mustache.
I just found out why special forces can wear those long beards. Andrew, do you know this? Want to take it away? You'll probably make it more elegant to me. If you don't, I can tell you.
I know exactly why. Sometimes they were required to. Can
I give it a shot?
I was not special forces. I was special operations, which is different. It's like brother and sister. They're related, but not necessarily the exact same thing. But yes,
go ahead.
Like Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, Delta Force. It's because if they're going to be going into an area where they're going to be slightly undercover or completely undercover, they need to blend in and not look like the military.
That's not what I just read. I just read this too. And I saw an interview with another guy on a big show. I can't think of the guy's name, but the host is bald. But anyway, he was like, the reason why they let us do that is because when special forces has to come into a situation and you've already got their, like just a normal army there on the grounds, and you're like somewhere, I don't know, in the Middle East or whatever, and they need special forces. When the special forces get there and they look nothing like them, they have long hair, long beards, this different military gear, different guns. For some reason, that does a psychological thing that makes them go, these guys are different. These guys are something scarier. Like that's basically, that's why I was hoping you were going to say that answer, because I know I didn't put that very well. But it's basically just so people showing up going, oh shit, the big guys, big boys are here. Like,
where did you read this?
That's not the reason.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right at all.
Yeah, that's
like, wouldn't you just stay in uniform?
Very incorrect.
Couldn't you just stay in uniform so that way everybody could see? Oh, look.
Well, no, I mean, they're still with them. They're still in the motorcade or whatever you call that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I'll find it. I saw it. When I said I also saw it on a podcast, it was on an Instagram reel. I'll find it and send it to you.
Well, like,
and that led me down a rabbit hole and watched more reels on it, and I heard several people say it.
Like,
it had something.
Well, if you needed to talk to a female in an Arab country, as a male, you couldn't just walk up to her, so they would have females that would be talking to the females of the country, because that was the nature of it. But even females in the army in Afghanistan, when they were out in public, would have to cover their head.
You know what? Let me find something and I'll send it to you. But I bought it when I saw it, and I'm not that gullible. Like, I'm just not. Like, he explained it way better than me. But it's basically like, it'd be like if the police were at like some bank robbery or something, and then SWAT shows up. These guys are different. They're all in black and have the more gear.
But nobody gives a shit. Who gives a shit? I mean, ideally, I would think that if you're in combat, that's the exact opposite of what you would want to have happen. If that's the case, wouldn't all the snipers just take out all the guys in beards, all the Americans with beards? Well, because they're obviously the special forces. I think it was done to blend in better.
I'm not debating you on this at all. I'm just telling you about it.
I think it just makes more sense to say we need to blend in. We need to follow some of the local traditions and customs in case we have to deal with locals. Like, the men have to be able to respect us. We need to be able to.
Cases, the visual and what I read in both cases, they said the same thing, and it wasn't the same dude. Like, in both cases, they pretty much said the same thing. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't mind being wrong.
do they have limitations on their beards? I know a lot of times, you know, the reason everybody is supposed to have to shave and this and that, World War One, there was a lot of gas warfare. We learned a lot from that. So we wanted to make sure everybody was able to put a gas mask on and have it seal up against your skin. And hair in between, you know, the gas mask and your skin breaks that seal. So the special forces have to have it like a certain cut. They can have facial hair, but it has to be like up to a certain point so a gas mask can still fit over.
I'm not sure. They all seem like they're about the same length, though, now that I think about it. But hey, I'm not arguing for these dudes. I shave every morning in the shower. Like, I've been clean shaven for like 4 years straight.
Well,
I got over
Josh
beard,
and myself
so I'm not defending
have both been in the military, and I was in the special operations in the Navy. Josh was in the Marines. We had different jobs, deployed to different areas. But when it comes to a wartime situation, what happens is I met people out there, they wouldn't tell you what they did. They'd be sitting in the same chow hall as me, and they had full beards. And I was like, oh, hey, what's going on, man? And like, hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm a truck driver. No, he's not. You can see he has a sidearm tucked underneath his shirt. These are like Army Rangers, Delta Force, Navy SEALs, Force Recon, in some cases, maybe even CIA. I don't even know. But it's for blending in and not looking like a standard military person that is required to shave every single day. And
gotcha.
Also in regards to the gas masks, yes, you have to, before you get fit tested for a gas mask, men have to completely shave. Otherwise, it won't have a proper seal.
But by the way, you can't use the argument. Me and Josh were in the military in different services. So, like, from now on, there's no argument about music or being in a touring band or skateboarding or dating models that you guys can ever bring up that you're going to be wrong on. Because I was in a band. I'm just kidding.
Well, that was a little harsh.
Well, I mean, you know, you're both kind of just like, you're dead wrong. And like, I'm telling you, like, I read 2 different articles by 2 dudes that were those guys. So there might be something. I mean, it could be what you guys are saying too, but it doesn't mean that those guys are, you know, lying. Why would they lie?
I don't know, but I'm not lying to you.
Why would people with classified information in their head lie? Is that the question?
Okay. See, I told you I like admitting when I'm wrong. You just like knocked that one out of the park, homie. That's a pretty good point.
When it comes to facial hair, some people can grow facial hair.
God, I wish I wouldn't have brought it up.
All right, well then change it.
And I could be wrong too, Rico. I'm just trying to logic it out.
I don't think you guys are wrong, but now I want to send you what I saw to at least have it said more professionally than how I tried to explain what I took away from it. But I'm not saying you guys are wrong or that I'm right at all.
And I'm not saying you're wrong necessarily. It just seems more of a condescending head pat explanation. Like you're the little kid who looks up, why do you get to grow a beard? And the special forces guy bends down and puts his hands on his knees and says, well, little Rico, that's so everybody can distinguish us apart. So that when they see us, they know that we're different. That's how you blend in.
You sound like Gandalf talking to a hobbit. Well, little Rico. No, you know what? Here's how little I know about it. Before I heard that, I assumed that these guys were retired military dudes that were working for private sectors, and they could wear whatever they wanted in their facial hair however they wanted. That's how little I know about it. That was what I thought before I read that.
It's very, very circumstantial. And the easiest way I can explain this is if you see someone, like let's just say an undercover cop, and they're driving what looks like a pretty, a piece of shit car, and they look like they're homeless. Meanwhile, they're undercover, and they're doing that on purpose because it's about the obfuscation and general appearance of them being undercover. The same thing occurs with a lot of special forces. I was never given that. I was never allowed to just grow up my beard, ever. The only thing we were allowed to do is like a mustache. I think mustaches are kind of weird, but.
And I think those standards were probably set before the GIs got there. Like, I think special forces were probably in Afghanistan before the whole rest of the army. And the special forces, when operating in secret in Afghanistan, probably found it a lot easier to do so if they could blend in. Like, look, General, we have to grow our beards out because everywhere we go, people just look at us and say, oh, look, there's the U.S. military. Look, there's the U.S. military. There's a man with no beard who looks American. There's the U.S. military. Maybe CIA, but probably U.S. military. There it is. Right there. Standing out like a sore thumb.
Exactly.
What is special forces a part of? Is it a Marine division?
Yes.
Like what
and
is
Army.
special forces? It's is it like an Army blue?
I think there's like
probably Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, the Air Force. What do they have?
Green Beret.
Green Beret.
Well, the Army has three. And they are Green Berets, Delta Force, Army Rangers, and then there's also every branch of the military also has, well, except for the Coast Guard, have something called the bomb guys called
EOD.
The Navy. What's that?
EOD.
EOD.
Yeah, they're explosive ordnance disposal. They are still considered to be
the
special
Hurt Locker
forces.
guys? Is that what you mean by bomb guys? Like Hurt Locker? That shit?
I've never seen it, so couldn't tell you. But
okay.
When just think of it like this: your standard police force, pretty much everywhere in the country. Yeah, they're like the standard military equivalents. But then you have the SWAT team. That's special forces. And then you have special operations, which is what I do. I was not special forces. Like,
hey guys, I just thought I learned an interesting fact and wanted to share. I didn't mean to go into this whole military thing. I just thought it was super interesting, and I forgot all about reading it. And I saw a reel like 2 days ago, maybe. I just thought it was a cool thing, like the way he described it. He sold it really well, I'll tell you that. Anyway, like he sold it like something about the long beard was like, oh shit, these are the badasses. We better fucking pull back or give up or surrender. I don't know. Like he just made it sound like, oh fuck, now they're here is what the beard was supposed to do. The beard and the gear. But yeah, I you know what? I take an L on that one all day long. I don't mind.
Special forces are pretty much for ground forces like Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, Delta Force, Force Recon, things like that. But then you have other things such as fighter pilots, not special forces, they're special operations. I was special operations, but I was also not a Navy SEAL or a fighter pilot. And then there's everyone else. I'm not really sure if I'm explaining that properly.
Special forces was support for the force.
Oh,
yes.
Well, you explained it pretty well. Like I was able to follow it somewhat.
And I suppose technically Delta Force is Army. But I believe Delta Force are the ones that go through and they get to cherry pick. Like the entire Army Delta Force team could be made up entirely of Marine Corps Force Recon. They take like the pick of the pick from all of the special forces. And I think they go into
Delta. Ooh, you're different. we're going to make you Delta Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can recruit from every branch of the military. Whereas opposed like Rangers are only from the Army.
Work as a team. And then Delta Force is like, yeah, you can work as a team, but you can also work on your own as an individual and go out and do things for us. That's how I always understood Delta Force. I mean, they do have a squad, right? But each member of Delta Force can go out and do something like by themselves. They're different than just a Navy SEAL. That's saying a lot, just a Navy SEAL, right? Or just an Army Ranger. These are like the elites. But these Delta Force are like the elite of the elite.
That's crazy. If you would have asked me, asked me cold outright, I would have thought Navy SEALs were like the holy shit.
It's because the Special Forces in the Navy told you that.
Be Delta Force, yeah.
Because you probably read an article that said that?
Yeah, that was the Navy guy who wrote it.
Oh, kind of like to sell. Okay, I got you. Okay.
All right, so.
Did you hear there's a new drumstick out there? I'm trying to change the subject desperately.
I was just about to say that. There's something. Yes. A new drumstick? What is it made of? Bamboo?
There's not a new drumstick, dude. It was the first thing I could think of.
I heard all about it, Rico. They made it on a wood lathe. Woo!
They did make Easton, the same people that make baseball bats, the aluminum ones. They make drumsticks, and they have they're like $30 a pair, and they have
Are they really big drumsticks?
Shields. No, Lars can see they're all black with white tips, but they just kind of sucked. I hated them because I was breaking them anyway, and it wasn't worth it.
I was going to say, if you're already making baseball bats, it only makes sense to make really big drumsticks.
Actually, they do make them. They make them for doorways into the drum department of music stores. I had one hanging up for the longest time. That was an interesting tidbit, I can tell.
I'm going to share it with people at work today.
I'm about to pretend that my wife just walked in the room and I got to go.
Dear Diary, do you know why they make really big drumsticks?
Sorry. I'm writing a script about it now.
What's interesting about using a lathe, my grandpa,
sorry,
he taught me how to hit a baseball when I was, I don't even know, 4 or 5 years old, something like that.
Yeah, that'll be it.
And then from there, he was a retired carpenter. And my grandpa had a lathe in his garage, and he showed me how to make a baseball bat on a lathe, which I thought was fucking amazing to learn how to actually do that. I had no idea. Oh yeah, it spins real fast. You have to move back and forth with this thing and shaving it off and have to be really precise. And he made me, well, technically we both, it was mostly him. Yeah, made me a baseball bat.
That's awesome.
Wood.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I tried to make a drumstick. Like a guy was showing me how to use a lathe, but it was fucking unplayable.
I mean, that's how
Dude,
they're made.
I've seen Tropic Thunder so many times, it's ridiculous. I even have the commentary track memorized. Sorry.
Me too. I watched that like a week ago again.
No, it's oh, I thought you were being sarcastic. No, it's probably one of my favorite comics.
It's interesting.
Have you listened to the commentary track? He doesn't. Okay, so in the movie, Robert Downey Jr.'s character was like, if you don't think it's real, so why are you still using that accent? He's like, I don't drop my accent to DVD commentary. And he actually doesn't drop his accent in the commentary on the DVD until that line. And then he goes into his British accent for a while before finally being himself.
Dude, I did not know that it was Tom Cruise the first time I watched it.
I didn't either. That was so good.
I got all the way through, and I'm sitting there watching the credits, and it was like Tom Cruise, and I was like, what? Where was Tom Cruise in this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they even said it, and I still couldn't place it. Then I went back through and watched, and I was like, no way. Yeah, one of his best roles, I think.
And I think I was looking for Tom Cruise.
It's small.
I remember hearing that he was in the movie. And it just seemed strange to me that they wouldn't put Tom Cruise as top billing.
Right. Let's go. There's a lot of people in that. And I can't think of his name right now, but you would know the guy that wrote and directed it, too. He was in a movie called The Leftovers. Or a show called The Leftovers. No. He had a lot to do with it. No. Look it up real quick.
Mel Brooks.
It's no. Who was he with for a long time? Like Jennifer Aniston or something. Or maybe it was just written by. He might not have directed it, because I do think you're right about Ben Stiller directing it. Because, no, she said that. Hey, Rico, are you bringing up some more random shit on our show? Sure. God, you guys know who this actor is. He's amazing in everything he's in. Did you guys not see The Leftovers on Showtime? It was about the rapture, kind of about the rapture. It's really
good.
Oh, yeah. It's really good. There's only 3 seasons, too. Can you not find the guy's name I'm looking for?
No, I mostly watch comedies anymore.
Yeah, this was kind of a breakaway role for him to do that, because before that he was the wizard in that Your Highness. You remember Your Highness? Justin Theroux, thank God. Billington does that a lot.
Yeah,
it was Justin Theroux. Oh, Billington was awesome too. Yep. But he does that quite a bit on our show too. For some reason, if I'm live online, I have the worst brain farts ever. And the harder I try, the harder or the further away the answer goes. Justin Theroux. Am I right about it being Jennifer Aniston he was with? It doesn't matter.
Don, your idea of binging Leftovers and my chunky ass's idea of binging Leftovers are two completely different
things. That was a Thanksgiving flashback from Josh. Oh, is that what you're doing? Yeah, I guess my brain farts do tend to last up to 60 seconds, so you have plenty of time to Google it. Yeah, David, even Robert Downey Jr. said that there's no way he'd play that role today.
And Jimmy Carr is one of the funniest motherfuckers out there.
Was he the British guy in it? No?
Could be. I don't know. I saw the movie once.
Oh, it's definitely rewatchable. Well, a lot of movies, a lot of comedies become that on tour anyway, if you don't have a satellite.
I kind of feel like it was barely watchable the first time.
You know what? I kind of feel like that too. It feels like the guys in Store of the Year, they're from St. Louis. I feel like it was them that was like, you didn't love it? And I went back and watched it again. I think, because there's a couple movies like that where, like, I didn't get Anchorman the very first time I watched it. Yeah, I'm thinking of Steve Coogan.
Wasn't a big fan of Will Ferrell back then. Not till Old School.
Well, Old School was before Anchorman. That's why I was weirded out that I didn't like Anchorman so much. I didn't like the basketball one either. He's a hit or miss, but whenever he hits well.
Never saw a movie I liked him in.
Really?
Step Brothers was.
Step Brothers was very well written. I don't know that he was the best man for that job. I think that character could have been pulled off better by almost anybody else, but that's me.
Wow. You know, that's interesting. Like, I want to say something like, well, we can't be friends anymore because I'm so into those movies, but like, that's interesting because I don't think I've ever met anyone, that's like, our personality type that doesn't love those movies. Like, they're usually like, just everyone knows what I'm quoting when I quote it.
We can't be friends anymore.
I saw Anchorman once. Like, I've seen Elf. I accidentally watched Elf a second time. Not accidentally, but it was like out of my control. It was just sort of on, and there I was, and I was just kind of in the same room. The racing movie, never saw it.
Oh, that was an amazing one too, dude. Some of the most quotable lines ever. Yeah, what's the name of your new race car? He's like, Diablo. He's like, oh, that sounds badass. What's it mean? He's like, I think it's Spanish for Mexican fighting chicken. Like, it's just got some of the best lines in it.
Yeah, you're talking about Talladega Nights.
Yeah, Talladega Nights.
Here's
brilliant.
Help me Oprah Winfrey.
Here is a video. Like I said, I was just looking for the correct one. This one might trouble you a little bit, but here you go. It doesn't really require sound, but there's this teacher in India who is challenging students on critical thinking and problem solving. So, and the objective of this, as it says, is to draw two squares and isolate each dot. Okay? If anyone's looking at this, there's a total of 9 dots inside of a square. You can't go outside the square. How can you do it? It's remarkably easy once you start to do this enough. Here you go.
Oh, do I gotta go over there and watch it?
I'm live streaming it right now.
Hold on.
It would be better if you like cane the children every time they got it wrong.
See? These are the
young man.
It's that, like that toy at the Cracker Barrel. I know how to do that one, so I can get the highest score on it each time.
All right, well.
The triangle wood peg.
I haven't been to Cracker Barrel
Yeah,
in like
exactly.
20 years.
You know the triangle wood peg thing, though, right? Where you're jumping pegs.
Oh, that game. I was thinking
it's
Dine
very
and
similar
Dash.
to what you're saying.
Yep. One at every table.
Are we still buying each other those shirts?
I encourage people to do puzzles, whether it be crossword puzzles, Scrabble, chess, basic mathematics and arithmetic.
Yeah, you'd like this toy then. You'd like the peg thing then.
Okay, well, I don't know what you're referring to. I grew up with these kind of things. Like the peg game.
Yeah, it's a triangle that has one empty spot, and you just start, like, and the rest of the spots on the triangle are filled with white pegs, and you, like, kind of like checkers, you jump the peg, and the one you just jumped, you throw away. And it tells you how smart you are by how many pegs are left when you're done. And if you only have one, it's the high score.
Now tell him what the peg game really means to you, Rico.
That's the second time you've said that when I'm
I know what you're talking
something.
about.
Thank you.
Yes. My
No, you said that when I
grandfather.
on Tinfoil Sombrero, you're like, it was a beautiful explanation of ... whatever it was that I was talking about. I was like, I know. I'm the worst.
I encourage people to actually do these kind of things. And one of the things that I learned since I was my ex-fiance, she was working in a nursing home that had dementia and Alzheimer's patients.
Is this another pegging story?
So,
I just nodded a little.
oh, are we going into that deep thing? No.
Well, I figured Rico would come out and tell us what he really thought pegging was. The real pegging game that he likes to play.
I've got a strong feeling that Rico has been pegged.
Yeah, you and the rest of the internet. That's why I lean into it so much.
Now, does a Stinky Pinky count as getting pegged? Like, that's totally
Rico,
different,
the
right?
bisexual AI.
Like an errant finger, that doesn't count as pegging.
I'm embarrassed to actually say that I know what pegging is. Because
Actually, I don't. Is it just, their normal thing? The gross thing? Or, nope.
I was trying to be a little more serious for just a moment. That
A
is,
girl loves a
when it
man,
comes
Rico.
to when it comes to people that are suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia, what the nurses and doctors pretty much require is for those patients to do puzzles, because the what do they call it? The reticular activating part of the brain, the subconscious. It slows down the progress of dementia and Alzheimer's, and in very rare circumstances can actually reverse it. And that's what my fiance at the time, Amy, was telling me about. And then when I was also working at the VA hospitals here in the Bay Area, I would have to go into these dementia and Alzheimer's areas, and the nurses were consistently basically just having them do Scrabble and crossword puzzles and checkers and just basic mathematical types of puzzles. It's very much worth it, because it's the same. If you don't exercise, your muscles will atrophy. Same thing with your brain.
Yeah. I had to do some basic version of that after my first stroke, because that was the worst one I've had. So I had to do a lot of work. I'm still working on getting my equilibrium back. So I get exactly what you mean, and I'm sure it's even more of a requirement if you have Alzheimer's or dementia. Wait, which one? No, Alzheimer's.
Right. I'm going to stay on mute for the next 5 minutes, because this is Josh and Zack at the moment.
Did you guys hear about the
A
orcas?
little bit afterward.
Remember how orcas off the coast of Spain were attacking boats?
I do vaguely
doing it for a
remember.
while now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they're doing it.
Never heard of it.
Here in the Americas, up in British Columbia. orcas are attacking boats, and the guys are saying, like the Coast Guard is saying, they feel more like air traffic controllers, all the reports that are coming in right now. Like orcas are just anything in the water that resembles a boat. They're coming up and hitting. Yeah,
That's
I'm
crazy.
not going to the ocean. Nope. Now, orcas are attacking? No. 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 Y'all have fun out there.
That's crazy. Is
Couldn't
orca
even imagine.
one of the bigger
Killer
whales?
whale. The killer
Oh,
whale.
killer
The black and white ones.
Yeah, think of SeaWorld.
yeah.
The SeaWorld logo.
Sure.
I think that's an orca.
Not the big, huge whales, but big enough to sink a boat, you know? And it's not like just one rogue whale. They go do it in teams. They'll like line up in a line of like 4 or 5 of them and all hit the boat at the same time.
Wow, that's gnarly. They're playing with their food.
Where they're protecting their home.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what you motherfuckers are doing, but every time you boats come in the water, shit gets all fucked up. We're done.
Mm-hmm. We are done with you. Out of
They
our
work
water.
for the mermaids.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. You know, so many of those orcas that killed people just got shipped to another SeaWorld, given a different name, didn't even tell the trainers.
Oh my God.
Like a pedophile priest.
Yeah, like
right.
Catholic Church. We'll just move them over here.
Actually, it's very Catholic Church of them. Let's move them to another church. Nailed it.
Or what they do with bad cops.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let you resign and go work somewhere else.
That too. Yeah.
I think it's so obvious that certain cops, you know, because what is it, 80% plus of police are in the Blue Lodge. It's a form of Freemasonry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, their laws like supersede our laws out here. So yeah, you may be a sergeant, you know, on the force and in public, but that patrol officer may be a higher ranking Mason than you, right?
Yep.
Or his uncle is the head Mason, or his dad. So you know, he gets special leeway and can act certain ways and do things, and he knows he's not going to lose his job. At the very worst, he'll get moved or something like that. And you can see it in a lot of these cops' demeanor. Certain cops, you know, you can kind of tell they're not even part of the club. And then other cops, yeah, they're part of the club, but they're still, you know, watch their P's and Q's dealing with the public. And then there are certain cops that just don't care. They will say or do whatever on camera. They just feel like they're untouchable. And that's what I think is going on there. Could be wrong.
Yeah, from a cop that arrested me, that we became friends. Like anytime he's me out of my bike or skateboard, and he pulls over and talks, and he was like, "Hey, I just wanted to say goodbye. I moved to another city," and he said it was because of a Freemasonic political thing.
Yep. Love y'all.
That's no joke.
Thanks, Rico. Thanks, Andrew.
Much luck, gang.
Run you right out of town. Thanks, everybody, for putting up with me this morning. Thanks for hanging out. Happy Wednesday. We made it to Hump Day. We will see you back here on Friday morning for more of the Ironworks. Until then, be good. Be well. Do good. Do it well. We love you. Bye-bye.